Welcome back. We're talking about these extremely dry conditions that we just cannot seem to kick, and the impacts that it's having on in our entire region.
Exactly. I mean, we haven't had a drop of rain for a good 10 days now in most places, and that, of course, has just made the drought keep getting worse. And with more dry conditions on the way, I don't expect there to be any improvements anytime soon. But this just shows you the magnitude of how quickly things have deteriorated. It was only 1 month ago when we got a formal drought starting to develop in Vermont. Now we've gone from 59% of us in a severe drought last week to 78%. That's the increase just in 1 week. And notice the red patch on the map now, that is extreme drought, has also expanded. Much of Grafton County included there now, and also parts of the Upper Valley and the Connecticut River Valley in Vermont. So, of course, we've seen these maps, but there's a lot of different factors that come into play with a drought and the impacts. So to check in on how everything is doing relative to these categories, I want to bring in Gunnar now for a look at that.
Yeah, because I mean, since the drought was established a month ago, honestly, things still look just as dry as they did. It doesn't look like things have gotten much drier. It's more so not just how the plants are looking, but also all of the other factors that go into a drought. So just like how if you're feeling ill, you can go to the hospital and they can put some vitals on you, you can get a sense of how you're feeling. So let's look at the metrics monitored and the metric status for the drought. So remember, we showed this about a month ago when drought was established. Stream flow, precipitation, vegetation health, humidity, evaporation, lake and reservoir levels, and soil moisture all go into play. So here is a look at the Missisquoi River in Swan. I took this video earlier today. You can see the overflow waterfalls not dropping any rain or any water, and then most of the river is just a little stream. So in the past 60 days, we have only seen 25 to 50% of our normal rainfall. That's not good. Stream flow rates for rivers like the Missisquoi are between 18 to 30% of normal. Lake Champlain levels, which is where all those rivers and streams flow into, or at least most of them, almost a foot below average. Soil moisture, which goes 1 meter down, is 22% of normal. Soil evaporation is very low, which means that a lot of water is not leaving the ground, which may sound good, but that's actually because there's not enough moisture in the ground to release into the air. The one thing I did find surprising, though, is vegetative stress is not that extreme. It's only moderate. Some things we can allow for that is the fogs in the mornings do allow a little bit of some dew to fall into the ground. But also, we had a wet spring. If you go less than a meter down, that's where there still is some moisture. So some of those trees aren't in dire need. At least one thing we can take away from this is at least we're not at risk of any trees dying soon, but things are getting dire.